Everybody, Anthony here from the Hinkel Homestead, and we're on part 2 of our Chisos boot cleaning, where I used Big 4 on the day before. So now that I have this up, I can say, look at the link that I have below for part 1. Got to get used to doing that because I normally don't do episodes that have several parts in them. So I am in no way a professional at all. This is something I do as a hobby, that I do a lot of research, and I'm always open to advice on changes and stuff as well. So if you see anything I did in the first video that, hey, you do different, or you see that, hey, you're doing that wrong, or you have any recommendations, please let me know. I'm always about improving this hobby that I do. So I'll kind of go with what I got right now. So we're going to start with my black Chisos number 2s today. I have not buffed these out. One thing I've seen that really helps is I use this leather honey application cloth, and I just kind of, what we're going to do in this part is just do a heavy kind of like, just kind of like really rub and try to get that top layer of all that stuff off of there. I probably don't even need that table there right now. I'm just trying to like really buff. I do a little bit of a circular motion. Now, one good thing I can tell you about a cobbler, they got this machine they hook up to it, and I have seen them make some amazing, beautiful shines. I cannot ever duplicate that. But I will sit here and just do my best to try to get, and you can see a little bit of that top layer that I've done on here. So if anyone does have a better way of doing it than the way I'm doing it now, please let me know. But I can tell you, just by me looking at the boot right now, I can already see there's a nice little, like I said, a little shine on the front of this, but it definitely looks better than what it did before I started. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put this boot next to the other one and bring up the camera so y'all can see kind of a little before and after. That's before I do any of the shines or any of that kind of stuff. Ooh, don't want that to fly away. Put that in there. So this is the one I just polished. You see a little bit of the shine I got on the front of that. You see kind of the dullness there. So you can see a difference right off the bat on just knocking some of that off. And I do recommend doing this for a little bit, but you don't want to get to the point where maybe you take everything off. I've never done that much. Maybe you're supposed to, but I just try to, I can kind of feel if there's like some kind of coat on it versus not, where I'm like, okay, it's done got itself down to the leather and got the oils and stuff in there. I try to always get good on that back heel too. I don't know if that's just the old military side of me coming out, make sure that front and that back heel are shining up good. Yes, definitely right off the bat. That's a huge difference on the way that the front of those look. So, put that up there. Now, we got my brush browns. You see, not very dull finish right now. Oof. Boy, you talking about like right off the bat. And I call these my goats, my OGs. I loved my brush browns. Telling you, if I had unlimited funds, bank account, I could hit the lottery tomorrow. And you asked me if I could wear any pair of boots in the world, brush brown number 2 Chisos, hands down. I like exotics for little nice dress ups or some work things that I go to, but that is something I can tell you that Chisos did 100% right, was the construction of really all their boots, but the way they got the brush brown colors and the way that this is just built, man, to the point where I tell you, I don't know if I'll pass this on to my kids later, or do I get buried in them. Get this one real quick. Whew. Boy, I like that shine. Something I can tell you, a longer time's on, I've wore these for over a year now, they look better and better. Now these boots here, out of my gators, my pythons, my rough outs, my black, I've gotten more compliments on these boots than all my other boots combined. So, put that up there so y'all can kind of see. Now look at that shine now. Noticeable difference. All right, so I'm gonna pause it here and then go ahead and it'll jump real quick for y'all, but I'm gonna start getting things prepared for the next step where I'm end up putting some of the London shine on the boots. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, we're back for the next part of this where we're gonna start using some of this London shine shoe polish. Now, brown boots, I'm gonna go with my brown one for this. Now, like I said, this is one of those old school best practices that I did. For any of y'all that were veterans or military members, I was in the Air Force from 1999 to 2013. Loved it. That was back when we had BDUs during the early times where we actually had to polish our boots and stuff. From what I see now, I got a couple of my kids in ROTC, and I got one that just joined the Army. They don't have that anymore. And this is some of the techniques we used to do with it. So if y'all are wondering where I come up with this from, that's where it's from. All right, so what I do is I take a little bit of a cotton ball here and just dab a little bit of it wet. And I come in here and rub a little bit on that. A little brownness just like that. And I just start applying it. Not going crazy with it right now. I'm just trying to get a top layer on before I start really doing the rubbing, and I'm just trying to get a coat on it right now. Now the front of my boot had a lot of gashes and stuff on it because I wear it quite a bit. And I'm kind of hoping this here covering some of those white areas where I've really gotten through the finish and done what a pair of boots is supposed to do. So I've seen people, man, if they mess up their boots, run them into something, they get so upset. I'm like, what do you think they're for? Now I can understand you got a pair of exotics or something like that, but don't be working in them. Oof, boy, I tell you. That sure does look nice as I'm putting that on there. And this goes on real smooth when you just, I'm not talking about a ton of water. I just dab a little bit on there. It kind of helps smooth that out. I can tell you a lot of those areas on here where it was real bad, I can already see kind of it filling that in. Now I don't know, I think on the shaft itself, I think I'm just going to stick with the Bic 4 on that. I'm not too concerned with polishing that. Y'all's thoughts on that though. I mean, that's just kind of what I'm going to do this go around, because my place I want my high shines is on my back hill, my front hill, on the sides and stuff. But y'all's thoughts on that. I just, like I said, ain't no pro on this, but I'm always looking at getting better. Now I tell you, one thing I seriously considered might be something when I get closer to retirement is actually doing more of this stuff on the side, mainly just for friends and family. I never want to do this stuff for a living because we don't have many cobblers left out there. And the few we have in this area, I never want to take business from them. Good friends of mine, and that's definitely a trade we don't want to see go away. Ooh, look nice. All right. Well, I didn't show you before, it looks like on that. So I'm gonna let this sit now, let that kind of dry. So what I'll do now, just so you kind of see what I'm doing. So you see how scarred up this all is up here, how white that is. I'm I'm gonna go ahead and throw a little polish on there and let's see what that looks like. Ooh, yeah. It just immediately took all that and stained those areas that were white back brown again. So definitely bringing it back to life. Yes, sir. Now I can just hope that when I go in and polish it out now. Oh, just so y'all know, this is just me applying it. This is not me coming back and kind of buffing it in with a clean, wet cotton ball. I do that in a little bit once it kind of soaks in. But yeah, I can definitely see a difference in all those cracks and stuff they're filling in, which does take away some of the definition of it, but I don't want these things to look like they're falling apart now. So I've been testing out this London shoe shine. What are some of the polishes y'all might use? Now, I've had some people actually tell me, well, why do you use anything else other than Big 4 or Chisos Balm or any of that? Just experimenting, really. I like the Chisos Balm. One of the things that it was harder for me to get other than just ordering it from the store. It leaves a sticky residue, which it's still an amazing balm. Oh my goodness, it's really, really good. I had a friend of mine introduce me to the Big 4. Oh yeah, I guess I do need to polish that up there. I need to go back and do that on the other one. Not sure who that was, but they are beeping their horn at me. Friendly neighborhood up here in good old George County, Mississippi. Totally got me off track what I was saying too. Get that up there. Oh, about the different polishes. Big 4, considerably cheaper. I can order off Amazon. Doesn't really leave a sticky residue. But just messing with the two. I guess I'm like this. If you're gonna polish your boots less, I would recommend the Chisos Balm. It seems to hold up a lot better. If you're gonna do it frequently, Big 4 will probably work for you. All right, so here's the boot that I just did. You can already see where a lot of that whiteness is there has been kind of filled in with the brown. All right, now I'm gonna let them sit there now. Let them kind of go for a little bit. I'm getting ready to go ahead and start on the blacks here. So no reason for y'all to actually see how this is all done like this. The rest of this right here, while I'm putting it on the black ones, I'm just gonna kind of speed through the video on that. Fast forward mode. And then hopefully by then they'll drop enough and I'll be able to kind of polish these down and show y'all what it looks like. So we will be back in normal speed here in just a little bit. All right, we're gonna let them dry for a little bit and we'll be back. I've had the London Shine put on here now. It says it only needs to be on there for about 10-20 minutes. I actually let it sit on there for about an hour because I had some things I had to do. And this is the other part that I do here. I have like a little bowl or cup of water. Get it just a little bit damp, not much. And I start doing circular motion rubbing. Like I said, no pro on this. This is what I used to do when I was in the military and loved the way that it turned out. Oh, wow. A nice shine there. Take a look at that. And don't forget, I did go up here as well. I'm going to grab the boot get that as well. Oh yeah, very beautiful. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and fast forward real quick so I can do these real quick, and we'll do our close up. Y'all watch me go like Speedy Gonzales. All right, that's just kind of telling me to slow it back down again. All right, so got these all done. I can tell you some things I'm real happy about on it. Other things, I can tell a difference in the white marks that were on the front of the boot, so I definitely look at that as a win. I guess in some ways I was expecting a little bit more of a shine. But it's not like I'm making military grade shine boots here. It definitely is an improvement of what was there to begin with. Overall, easy technique. If y'all have any other ways to maybe get that super high gloss front end on that, pass that along to me. But I am overall, I'll keep doing it this way until I see a better way to do it. But I can definitely see the back heels look real good. Front heels are definitely an improvement. But overall, the most important thing is they're clean, they're conditioned, and they're going to last longer. So, all right, well, I hope y'all enjoyed this bit of video series, because the next thing I'll end up doing to these, I put the boot trees back in, I put the shaft stabilizers back in, I have a little Arm & Hammer ball that I throw in each one of these, and they'll go back on the shelf until I wear them later this week. So, well, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm trying to put out more content on this, on different products that I do, now that I got better microphones and tripods and all that, so hopefully it don't sound like I'm too much of a rookie now doing this. So anyway, well, I appreciate y'all watching. Please subscribe to me on YouTube, on TikTok. That's the Hinkel Homestead on there, and then my personal account, for y'all, some of y'all that know me on the other channels, is Anthony Hinkel. So all right, well, y'all have a good one, and this is Anthony from Hinkel Homestead signing out.